First, let's clear up a common point of confusion. ICP stands for Internet Content Provider. If you are doing anything online in China, even simply putting up an informational website, you are an Internet Content Provider, an ICP. The Chinese government keeps strict control over the online world and tech industry in China. They do this by requiring businesses apply for a number of licenses, depending on what your business does and what kind of data you're handling. ICP permits are the most basic of these. But when people say ICP license, they usually are talking about one of two kinds of ICP permits available. The simplest is called an ICP filing. It's also called an ICP bayan or ICP recordal. An ICP filing is required to host a purely informational, non-commercial website in China. Everyone, even someone putting up a personal blog, needs an ICP filing to host a website in China. The second is an ICP license. It's also called ICP Commercial, ICP Zheng, or a B25 ICP license. An ICP license is required to operate a commercial website, platform, app, or game. Even if your site is purely informational, if the information on it is business related, you still must get an ICP license. So how do I get one? First, your company needs to be registered in China. This means it has a Chinese business license. But you don't need to be 100% Chinese owned. For an ICP license, joint ventures can apply as long as foreign investment does not exceed 50%. If none of this applies to you, you will need to team up with a Chinese partner to obtain the license on your behalf. You need one ICP permit for each domain you operate, and it remains tied to that domain. The government only accepts approved domains registered through approved registrars. If you ever get a new domain or change domains, you will need to reapply for a new license. Once you've registered a domain with an approved China registrar, you need to find a hosting service in China. Once you have these three things, you can begin the application process. ICP permits are issued at the provincial level, at the office of the MIIT in the province your business is located. But you don't apply directly to MIIT. Instead, your business applies through your hosting provider, which applies to MIIT on your behalf. Just gather the necessary materials and submit them to your hosting provider. Keep in mind, the materials and all communication must be in Chinese and will vary from province to province. Once submitted, it takes an average of 20 business days to receive your ICP license or ICP filing. We know this can be a difficult, confusing process. This is where App in China comes in. Our international English-speaking team works in the heart of Beijing and intuitively understands the concerns and needs of foreign firms operating in China. Contact us today to discuss how we can help you build a successful business in the world's largest online marketplace.